Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Company Heroes 1 replay. Spawn on the bottom left side, or just bottom side, as the Panzer Elite. We have Lightning Strikes Again. Spawn on the north side as the British forces. We have XcomReborn. Was a Long War variation? Going around, capturing the fuel point first. Intersection advancing forward. We do have a melee to Panzer Grenadiers. It's not uncommon we usually see a second Kettengrad versus British forces, but he is going for straight into Panzer Grenadiers. Up here, let's go and switch over the British forces for the time being. This is more of a variety of starting build orders. If I can click properly. We also got a lieutenant into packing up the CP. He's probably going to set up in this munitions sector there. Can't say exactly if it's going to be in the back, more middle, but either way, it'll get him some good amount of resources. Fresh lieutenant has pulled now. He even has the section queued on up while he is moving around. Over here, do have the Panther Grenadiers eyeing for the cutoff point as the Kettengrad going for the fuel point. He probably has a good gamble or good guess at the fact that his opponent will be likely pushing towards over here, so he can crash capture the left side of the map with little contest. Both Panzer Grenadiers advancing forward. He could perhaps use the Kettengrad to go around capture up points while his Panzer Grenadiers go for more or less a assault on somewhere. And now we do have a second Kettengrad. I think that's what he's doing. I think he's gotten out these two Panzer Grenadiers to push, be aggressive against his opponent's forces, and now getting the second Kettengrad out allows him to go around capture up points. Going for the second Kettengrad later allows him to get these forces out sooner. Now got two Panzer Grenadiers engaging the intersection here. Doesn't get the capture interrupt there, but does of course interrupt him from standing. And so the Panzer Grenadiers should be able to get some great damage there. Kettengrad hasn't even received any damage either. Some of the Panzer Grenadiers do receive some hits there. That's about that. And now the scope rifle squad is advancing forward. Won't be able to accomplish all too much from that angle. He may be eyeing for this munitions point here now. Fresh Panzer Grenadier has been out, which should be able to get a good angle here. And the scope rifle squad now has a buddy out in the field, but of course without the scope rifles, he will be moving a little bit slower. Scope rifle squad is now fully withdrawing, does not drop any models there, which is a bit of a problem because he will sustain extra losses immediately in the next engagement. You have to get out an early triage center to support that, and now we do have the lieutenant supporting this intersection, as well as a logistics company now being deployed out with the third Panzer Grenadier, or not the third, that one's a little bit wounded, and maybe the fresh one was wounded. By the way, Kettengrad does get spotted, receiving some automatic weapons fire from the lieutenant, and some bolt action rifle fire from the intersection. Not decapturing this point just yet. Panzer Grenadiers are backing off to this heavy cover here. Up north we do have this Kettengrad spotted, does receive some rounds. And this fuel point could be captured by the Panzer Elite player at this point in time. Now we do have a slit trench being deployed out right there. He's being aggressive with the slit trench there in order so he can make sure this area is secure. There's a cutoff point there. Getting this cutoff point denies opponent from going for this fuel point here. And so he may be eyeing to mold the map in a vertical sense rather than a regular horizontal sense. The point here was not captured, it's just a regular point. And now the Kettengrad has captured the northern fuel point. This munitions point has not been captured just yet. Lieutenant could stay in the slit trench there to keep it secure, as the intersection could capture up the point, but he's going to use the lieutenant to capture up the point. And now we do have a fast 2-2-2. Logistics company, let's see what he's pulling out there. There's a large number of things he could pull out, and he's going for a vampire Funkwagen. He could try to set that up on a sector to steal its opponent's resources. A lot of sectors he could set it up there, so guess we'll have to wait and see. There's the trench there, but I don't think it's fully built since it's still an owned state. Panzer Air Command is on the build queue. We've got something over here. Luckily, the infantry support command. He's probably gonna go out for some quick sappers with Piets. So he's actually pretty low in munitions, so maybe not that. So he does have good munitions come for it.
Our supply lines are being threatened.
We need a captain out before it gets out a steward as well, so he's probably will need to get out a sapper with PS and engage the 2-2 that's likely going to come out relatively soon.
Jerry's capturing a strategic sector.
Setting up a field support truck on this fuel point will probably be a good idea to net up some extra income there. Panzer Grenadiers advancing forward do have the Kettengrad be capturing this point. Now overall, these Panzer Grenadiers are quite wounded. They received quite a bit of damage there. I wonder if he has 4-man squad upgrade, seeing how wounded these guys are. It may get a bit distorted reality when it comes to the wounded nature of these forces. Let's fall back with this intersection there. This slit trench is far from being complete. Now we do have a 2-2 deploying on out. Not big surprise. Lieutenant's now receiving some fire there, and he's going to force out the truck, going for a casualty clearing station in order to get some much needed health. And plus, we do have something deployed up by the field support truck. As I mentioned beforehand, I'm guessing Piets. We do have now a fresh sapper squad. Does not have enough munitions yet for our Piets. He will definitely need it. And now we do have the casualty clearing station deployed on out. Does destroy that slit trench there. Bats get some nice healing there while in combat as well. Let's him here support this force. And the intersection is receiving a bit of fire there. Down south, we do see the 2-2 now spotted. It still has not spent some munitions either yet. So the infantry's sapper squad may need to get out of that garrison, try to avoid as much fire as possible, stall out long enough for his Piets to be deployed. He could potentially also deploy out a Bofors and engage the 2-2. Intersection is getting some good damage there on the Panzer Grenadier. He's not paying attention to this Panzer Grenadier. He gets a full wipe there. I've got the Funkwagen right there. Okay, what's the Funkwagen doing there? Is he deploying out a Goliath right now? I think he's deploying out Goliath right there. Luftwaffe ground forces. Fresh Goliath has plenty of munitions remaining. Here comes a Goliath. Lots of valuable juicy targets in front of him. Casualties being recovered as well. Goliath is now under fire. He will likely get the casualty cleaning station at the current rate. Does get a camouflage there. He's trying to get a better shot there and does detonate there without getting a fresh squad. There is a drop model there. Oh, there's a medic there as well. But medic should disappear relatively soon. Does disappear now. PS squad's advancing forward. One shot there, gets a direct hit there on the 2-2, and its rear armor exposed, very, very wounded. Does have accuracy, does have the road for fast mobility. This Panzer Grenadier is going to stick around and get some much needed repairs. Got another 2-2 over here. He's trying to go for another casualty clearing station, but the intersection is receiving some hits there. Got the officer now, the veteran C1. Any nice heroic charge off. And there is the medics now picking up a pair of casualties right there. That will net him a free squad immediately. Heroic charge has worn off. Looks like the sappers got stuck in the aim. And 2 is coming back down off. We got 2 2-2s. He's actually down to 1 Panzer Grenadier. He is losing them like crazy. Looks like he does not have the 4-man squad upgrade. Does have the Luftwaffe ground forces as well. Has 2 command points, plenty munitions. Maybe a good idea to go towards S-mines at this current rate. Though Flak 88 wouldn't hurt to engage those HQ trucks.
Our forward supply lines are broken.
Sappers advancing forward, trying to engage that 2-2. And we'll find 2 shots off there, but both rolls a pretty sizable miss. Just getting some very skirmishing damage off. Oh, here I've gotten 2 2-2s now advancing forward, forcing back the scope rifle squad. Tommy's getting some good hits there onto that 2-2, forcing it back, slowly whittling it away. This sector, while captured by the Panzer League player, it won't be able to get any sort of income. Going for that munitions point there. At least you capture it will deny his opponent that income. Got another sapper squad deployed on out. He's likely going to go for more Piets. We do have this Panzer Grenadier getting inside the garrison. That garrison, he will not be able to stay there for long. Panzer Grenadier severely wounded. 2-2 is getting some skirmishing damage off. Got the Luftwaffe ground forces backing on off. And the Panzer Grenadier squad's almost getting wiped out. We have another Funkwagen?
Unit down.
Panzer Grenadier, last of the Panzer Grenadiers do go down, so no longer has access to build any sort of structures. And he's actually rebuilt a Funkwagen. He must have lost that previous one. Wasn't paying attention to it. I was more paying attention to the Goliath it deployed out. Oh, those forces are falling on back. Where is that? There's the Funkwagen carcass.
We are losing a sector. Forward supply lines are broken.
Vehicle ready. Was ist los?
The twos are quite healthy right now. The third one is getting repaired up as well. He is lacking, of course, some ground infantry. And he has, of course, the Panzer Command, no Panzer Support Command, nor the Kampfgruppe Company in order to get out the Panthers. He may not be even go Panthers this entire game. And now we have a Martyr pulling out. He's trying to get some AT there. One casualty recovered. Do have a Bofors placement. Very nice. I hope engage those 2-2s if they try to charge forward. Do have another Goliath deployed on out. And the Funkwagen is Phase 4, maybe trying to siphon off this fuel. The twos are getting some good damage there. Both those PS2 roll some misses there. Sappers advancing forward, receiving some fire from the 2-2s. Here comes the Goliath. He's getting some hits on the Goliath, and there's... Ooh. Could have been much worse, though. Right now, the Brits are sort of pinned right there, though he does have the VPs in his favor, or at least secured them. His opponent has more VPs stored up, however. Kaliningrad gets annihilated. 3 2-2s in this region. 1 accuracy, 2 just defense. But it's there on the defense. 1's damage engine crits, so it's going to be very, very slow. Scope rifle or bolt action rifles and PS are advancing forward. Does roll a miss there with the PS there, hitting the Luftwaffe ground forces. The intersections need to fall back sooner rather than later. Got some medics going on forward, trying to recover some of these intersections.
Our enemies will cower as the verbal wind flak Panzer is now available for
Verbal wins. Oof. Did that Panzer ever complete? Panzer did complete. Now do we have a verbal win? This one time, the Brit may need to get out a 17-pounder. Speaking of which, we got a 17-pounder being deployed on out. Kaliningrad is camouflaged and does spot all this. He saw the Luftwaffe ground forces, so he knows that his opponent has gone for Luftwaffe ground forces.
Tanks standing by. Carriers shooting at us.
We have a Bren gun inside that split trench there. Good defensive position there. PS pushing way forward. One does hit the 2-2.
Wirbelwind self-propelled anti-aircraft guns are now available for deployment.
Does spot the Kaliningrad there. Does throw some rounds into it, but all of them bounced.
Supply lines are broken. We have territory covered from supply.
And now does spot the verbal one there. That is something he does not want to see. 17-pounder rolling, rotating on over. This is maximum range there, so he's out of range right now. PS2 fire, hits it on the verbal one, rolls a miss on the verbal one. 17-pounder maybe force find the ground right there. Scope rifles advancing forward. There is a Goliath right here. Maybe camouflaged. And one of those intersections are currently pinned. Goliath is camouflaged right there. And Kaliningrad does get spotted right there. May get respotted if he gets too close. Does get respotted there. And Kaliningrad, or PS2 roll missed down the Kaliningrad and rolls more missiles than Kaliningrad. Martyr has set him up, trying to siege down the structure. And Grad is going to be slowly backing on off.
We can use Luftwaffe ground forces to take the fight to the enemy.
This trench was completed. That intersection is almost down, but will manage to stay alive with the nearby healing. multiple, well, at least one good hit there on the 222. Goliath has revealed itself, but maybe out of vision range. And now we do have a vet 3 Kettengrad, not Kettengrad, 222. Flip off ground forces are inside the garrison. Bren's gun's trying to deal with that at range. Goliath is up here. Goliath may be spotted right there. I think it may have been spotted. He has to get a good hit there on the verb one. Another good hit as well. And also the intersections will be falling on back there. Currently, looks like 3 out of the 5 models are engaging that infantry's Luftwaffe ground forces.
Vehicle made ready.
The forces are advancing forward, getting some good damage onto the 222s, but it looks like the Panzer player is just poking forward with his various vehicles and pulling them back before they get destroyed and repaired up. We have Veteran C1. It is Royal Engineers. You can see by the wooden planks here. That means he's gone for Royal Engineers and has gotten down the left path. And we don't see any Churchills yet, so we don't have to worry about see what else deployed out from that path. Still just a plus 18 income, so that's not the improved income. He may have haul down available. Can't save that for sure. Got 2 222s there. Third 222. Vampire siphoning off his opponent's fuel. You see here 16 fuel. He does have this fuel point here, which gets plus 5. This fuel point here, plus 18. You can see he's clearly not getting all of his fuel income. He may not be where the Funkwagen where it's maybe at, but he does know about the Goliaths. Bren guns engaging Panzer Grenadiers. Fresh Panzer Grenadier has been deployed out. He will need that in order to deploy out any more structures. Right now he's getting ripped apart. He may not have incendiary grenades at the moment. He does have incendiary grenades at the moment. And the Goliath is advancing forward. It may be a good idea not to retreat back until that Goliath is dealt with. He's going to use the same incendiary effect there, which is not good. And the Goliath is going to advance forward. Gets the kill there on the 17-pounder. Apparently the Royal Engineers does not prevent a Goliath from one-shotting a 17-pounder. Intersection squad does get wiped out there as well. It looks like no models were casualties due to the fact that the medics are not charging forward. Fresh 17-pounder on the build queue. He needs to retreat back the squad. Does get a button there. He needs to retreat back the squad in order so it gets not pinned. Does retreat back now. Good Piet hits there, and that button will lock it down. We may see more Piet hits raining on in. One bounce, one does pen, another one out of control there. Another Goliath advancing forward. Holy crap! There goes the Bren squad entirely, and there goes a Sapper squad with some follow-up shots of the 222s. Going for another 17-pounder. 17-pounder is receiving a bit of fire. Has been pulled on out of the field. He may be on just go overrun the 17-pounder. Looks like the 17-pounder goes up to max health when it's fully built. There is also a drop of the weapon right there. It's a Bren gun. Does pick it up with the Luftwaffe ground forces. Does lose another Sapper squad there. 17-pounder does roll a miss there. And now we've got the Martyr now engaging with the flank of the 17-pounder. He's trying to rotate the gun there. Martyr getting great hits there. He is not happy that his opponent is playing the game quite well. Against those 2-2s, it may have been a good idea for him to engage, deploy out a Stuart. He has plenty of fuel at the moment. Martyr is falling back. Good hits there from the 17-pounder. Trying to repair up that 17-pounder there. The casualty clearing station is also destroyed. He does have 3 infantry sections out on the field. Multiple ones are capturing up the points. Funkwagen has not been spotted yet. Over here, the 222s are advancing. You have a casualty clearing station being rebuilt once again. No casualties on the ground from the reclaim.
Not very pretty, but that should do the trick.
I hear a now Flak 80 has been pulled out on the front line. You may want to get some more defenses here. Even a Flak Irving wouldn't hurt, honestly. This opponent may just want to go for more verbal wins. We do got a verbal win introduced advancing forward. Multiple Piet squads here, including a Piet equipped lieutenant. 17 pounder still in that region as well. Verbal win severely wounded. Charging forward, trying to overrun the Flak 88. Get some good hits down the Flak 88. And the verbal win's engaging. Got triple accuracy 2 and an accuracy and defense efficiency of the other 222s as well. Does fall back there after taking out Flak 88, but he did take quite a bit of damage with that.
Under our command now.
A Churchill would not be entirely half bad, other than being expensive in manpower, and he has plenty of fuel, so a Steward will probably generally be a bit better to engage those light vehicles. So the Martyr will still pose a bit of a problem.
Standing by for grid.
Okay, looks like the Luftwaffe squad is pushing forward, catching some points. Kaliningrad captured the flank. That is the Martyr. Verbal win, 222s, and there's a fresh Goliath making his way forward. You have a medic recovering casualty there that will get him a free infantry section squad. Right now, this point's being recaptured by the Brits. The Brits do a good job holding 3 of these sectors. And I think he realizes now that he has less income. We've got the final level of the left side of the British Royal Engineers tree getting extra income. So he needs to secure less territory to get the more income. And now it looks like the lieutenant may play, may find that to Goliath there. And then he's going in deep. He's trying to go for a triple kill. Nope, he does not get the kill there on the Bofors. Severely wounded it, but doesn't get the kill there. 222s advance forward. Martyr's trying to go forward, try to get the finishing blow on that Bofors. The Bofors can do some damage there to the Martyr, but the Martyr gets taken out by the Piets. Grenadiers are inside the garrison. They're not going to accomplish too much there. They may just want to pull them back and use them to deploy out more structures. Up north, we do have the Kaliningrad push its way forward. Now we do have a fresh 17 pounder being pulled out as the other Bofors are being repaired up. It may be a good idea to quickly build up a 17 pounder before going for the repairing the Bofors. Fresh Flak 88 has been pulled out as well. Intersection does fall back. We're seeing a bit too much fire there. Both those units do fall back. We do over here have the intersection getting ripped apart. Fresh 17 pounder being deployed on now. Luftwaffe forces trying to advance forward, trying to capture that point. A lot of intersections here, a lot of Piets here, and the Luftwaffe ground forces will need to fall back. They will likely get wiped out there. It does lose the verbal win. Luftwaffe ground forces are actually still alive, somehow not being focused down, so he will escape out with that, just not with the verbal win. Flak 88 does have 2 infantry kills there, and will be destroyed by these Piets. However, the 222s are doing some great work there. These 222s have been ripping them apart. He has not been able to deal with them successfully. See, this one 222 has
got access to AVREs.
16. We do have 32 and 14 kills. AVREs, he doesn't have enough munitions or manpower to really support an AVRE. And even then, an AVR wouldn't be great in this situation because he's just fighting against a lot of light vehicles. Section squad does fall back right there. We do have another Goliath advancing forward, trying to say hello to that Bofors again. That Bofors, 17 pounder. And that may have been killed off by the 17 pounder itself. He's been doing a great job taking out those 17 pounders with Goliaths of all things. The dudes are advancing forward. The squad's trying to hit this triple accuracy to do. Does get some hits there. Now do have a fresh squad of Jaegers deployed on out.
Losing a victory point. I say again, we are losing a victory.
Armor cars being put in fire there, trying to get some repairs now. We may see FG-42s onto this Jaeger squad. We don't see them at the moment. It does get out of the garrison and falls back. He doesn't have enough manpower or munitions for some butterfly bombs. Dropping them somewhere, maybe around the VP wouldn't be half bad. Or right there.
Victory point captured. No contact.
First level operations within reach, sir.
But it's there onto the HQ, getting a nice mass heal there on this infantry. You may see my strength open up a little bit. Bren gun of the Luftwaffe ground forces is starting to fire there. Ben last seen heard that fire. Two Luftwaffe ground forces are engaging from the flank over here. Over the Brisbane just contained this region. Maybe the Panther player should eye for some mortar half tracks. Over here, got the Panther Grenadier force on back.
The enemy is impacting. Comfortable victory points.
This has a great amount of reserve resources, so you could start spending it. The Luftwaffe ground forces do fall back there.
Target down.
Good kills there. Two skirmishing around. We do have the Funk Falcons still in this region. No more blacks have been pulled out. We have a slick trench fully built over here. Bren guns have created one of the intersections as we got these forces trying to respond to these 222s. 1-2 PS fire. Both of them have rolled a miss. Right now, no more verbal wins. Got 3 Luftwaffe ground forces infantry. We do now have a fresh Goliath out on the field. Running not camouflage there. Intersection, scope rifle squad advancing forward. Does spot the Goliath there.
We have gained the momentum on the field.
Ocean Jaegers have captured the central VP as this one, the squad does fall back now.
Scheiße. The enemy is stealing a victory point from beneath our noses.
So he's setting up for assault on the flank. Got a fresh slit trench going on down.
Commonwealth forces are capturing a friendly sector.
And it's gone for the Cap Grove Company. He's probably going to go for the Panzer Support Command now.
Fall in.
Kenigrad trying to get to that point. Does get spotted by a Sapper squad and trying to escape on out there. Such trench has actually been scuttled. And that one has been garrisoned.
Henschel strafing runs can now be requisitioned by our troops.
Strafing rounds are now available, which could do some work. But mostly against these structures. There's no real vehicles for them. Going for another Bofors. Since he's having trouble with the 222s, he's going to try to keep the area secure with Bofors.
Reporting.
And it looks like this Luftwaffe squad does find the Bren gun inside the garrison. 222s are advancing forward, trying to get some good skirmishing done. Anti-truck squad has been upgraded, or upgrade complete, and it's going for the has got the Panzer command now pulled out. Let's get the support command upgrade. He will be able to get the Panther research. His 222 is now fully vetted up, and this Bren gun squad will need to fall out of garrison sooner rather than later. Do receive a bit of Piet hits there. Just have one of these garrisons, slit trenches garrisons, so they're both garrison with colonies at the moment. I'm going to take time to repair up these intersections. We do have a fresh 17 pounder. This one's also garrisoned by a Ptolemy as well. Looks like this one is not fully reinforced. See 4 out of 5 models there. He's going for hyper defensive here since he's having trouble with these 222s and light vehicles. As slit trenches around everywhere, his Piets are going to remain outside the trench there, as was a Bren gun. And he's going to just either lock down these 2 VPs and try to hold out for the rest of the game with these 2 VPs. I won't go great, honestly. We do now have Panther research now being researched, and soon he can deploy out a pair of Panthers. Fresh Goliath has been pulled on out. Ocean gets camouflaged there. Oh, and he does find some S-mines. Not S-mines, butterfly bombs. Looks like the PS2 hit the look-off ground forces. These guys do go ahead and fall on back. Over here do have, looks like a scope rifle squad trying to capture the flanks. It will help him get some more resources. And potentially could send the scope rifle squad to capture up the VP wave over here. Kaliningrad could camouflage forward to spot. No fresh flak kitty at the moment. Fresh Panthers, however, deployed on out. Oh, what's more butterfly bombs? Very nice. Though some of them do get spotted.
We are losing a sector.
Potion makers do get flinched out of the heavy cover there. No FG-42s onto them just yet either. And some of these Piets are connecting with the 222s. Does get a good hit there on that 222. More infantry sections are advancing forward. Panthers trying to advance, maybe trying to hit some of these structures such as the Bofors. PS going to engage the Panthers. The Bofors can't do anything versus these Panthers. Good hits there onto that Panther, almost taking it out in one volley. Those two going back him off. Good see the hit. No hit strength for us, the wrong player.
Attempting to seize a fuel point from us.
But now we've got the squad trying to go back and repair up that Panther now. This Panther's still just trying to poke his way forward, getting some good attrition damage. Bofors so has plenty of health. Does get some good hits onto it now. 52s are finding some good damage there onto that Piet squad inside the garrison. The Panthers are seeing quite a bit of fire right now. And we got the... That's just more of the flares left over from the butterfly bombs, which one of them's actually quite wounded. But it's there on the Bofors. We got the Bren gun squad here to button vehicles. This Panther is not fully repaired yet, but pretty much good enough. Nope, and now got the Hedgehog Straight Corps coming on in, trying to help deal with these structures. It's a good splat, missed shots there. It does take out one of those Hedgehogs.
Eliminated the enemy once more.
Another one of the Hedgehogs do in fact go down there. I'm not sure. Looks like the garrison did not receive the garrison slasher itself took a bit of damage there. More straight runs are hitting some of the missed shots are hitting the casualty clearing station, which is actually quite important. Panthers are not any sort of level of veterancy, and the both deployment should go down relatively soon. Oh, that 2-2 does go down. Advanced a little bit too early. And that Bofors does go down, giving some veterancy on some of these squads. Field support truck now receiving some fire there from these Panthers. But as they're onto that infantry support truck. Nope, we got a solid 70-pounder shot at something. But it looks like he does go ahead and take out that infantry support truck there. We've got the intersections of fancy forward. They could try to get some bullets off there. Double defense for seeing one of the Piets, or not Piets, Panthers. So it does allow them to get access to this pin to mount. 70-pounders rotated around. He does get a direct hit there onto that Panther. Fancy forward trying to hit some of these HQs. Does get a hit there onto the 17-pounder. This 17-pound Panther does receive a hit there from the 17-pounder as well.
Achtung. The enemy is impacted.
Over here, Luftwaffe ground forces haven't, or Fallschirmjägers haven't upgraded the FG-42s. Managed to keep that VP up and going. And it's facing forward. Something got blown up there. Looks like some more. I don't know what it was. Another 17-pounder being pulled on now, trying to deal with these Panthers. This VP has not been captured. The Panzer player is going to wipe there, and also has less tickets in his opponent, down to 152. Still counting down. Turning guards advancing forward, getting some good damage there on the Luftwaffe ground forces. And now we do got these. These squads can't really stay inside that garrison. Panthers are seeing a bit of abuse there. Luftwaffe ground forces are quite wounded. If they retreat back now, they may run through a bit of a gauntlet of fire in front of them. So they're in a bad position for retreating, but he's doing a good job of just pushing forward into this location, wooing away his opponent.
Heavy Panzer. Jumpers have secured the
Luftwaffe
target.
ground forces have arrived and are now available for assignment.
This VP has been decaptured right now. We have another casualty clearing station going on up. And now Fallschirmjägers are receiving some fire from the scope rifle squad. The Fallschirmjägers should be able to win out that, no problem. It does have now veterancy 1 accuracy as well. These good hits there. Fresh Flak 88 deployed out right there of all places. And that should be able to siege down some CHQs, including the 70-pounder. 70-pounder does get a good counterfire there. He built it too close to the 17-pounder. And now the Flak 88 is bound to go down. 70-pounder that gets destroyed by Flak 88. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Go to too far close forward. Going for another Flak 88 there. This time a bit more of a safer spot. Fresh Goliath advancing forward. And there goes another 17 pounder to a Goliath. And got a bit of disagreement between the players.
Panzer confirmed. Armor repairs are finished. She's good as new.
And then maybe just chatting maybe for the rest of the game. Kaliningrad going around camouflage. Fresh Flak 88 deployed on out, sieging down the Bofors.
Enemy forces engaging heavy Panzer.
Panthers advance are quite vetted. He's charging forward. Needs to focus on those Piet squads. There are 3 members and 3 members right now. Going for a crush there. Forcing around. Lieutenant does fall back. He's actually focused on the officer there. Lieutenant. Piet squad now make it crush there. Piet squad gets fully crushed there. We still have this squad here, however. Nope, it's not fully crushed there. They've got 1 model remaining there. Rogue charge is worn off. He does go ahead and shoot that one. These squads are not very well healthy remaining. Flak 88 still very much alive. And some much needed repairs. As right now, I just haven't been able to deploy anything to counter these Panthers. Piets are good, but they're unreliable. Something called down there. Butterfly bombs. And right now he hasn't been able to pull out armor command post. He doesn't have the infantry command truck either. And he needs the armor command truck in order to get out some fireflies, honestly, to get deal with these Panthers. If he's able to push forward with his camouflage, Kaliningrad should be able to spot some of the stuff. Let's take out, that was either a Bofors or 17 pounder. I think it was a Bofors. Camouflage Kaliningrad in this region. It is spawning for everything here. And I think he's just sort of just staying there and dying at this moment in time. He hits there on the HQ command truck.
Even now.
Yep, I think he's just... Nope, he's reinforcing, so he's not AFK. Could pick up Piet there. Panther, he got a level 1 accuracy there. 70 pounder now under siege from the 25, or by the Flak 88. Fresh intersection has been deployed on out. Oh, there's actually a fresh 2 there. Actually, he did lose some of his veteran 222s. Good damage on these intersections, slowly whittling them away. And there goes HQ command truck. He does have some stuff still out on the field, but this game is ultimately over. Once he deals with the Project Cleaning Station, I believe that should be game. No, there's also a couple machine gun bunkers back here. At this point in time, I think they're just going AFK at this point in time.
We've captured the victory location.
Yep. And that's the end of the replay. This is Adam Grade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.